Hume, a radical empiricist, was a Scottish philosopher who wrote his understanding of the relationship between free will and determinism in his work An Inquiry Concerning Human Understanding. Hume comments that we can observe patterns in the physical world that can also be found in the decisions we make. In fact, he says that everything is necessary. By necessary, he means that things that happen with regularity. A cause is simply a kind of event we regularly experience preceding another kind of event. He dismisses the idea that some things are uncaused or happen as the result of mere chance. Our decisions, just like the physical world, are causally determined. Theoretically, then, we could know the future if we were knowledgeable of all the causes in the universe and their effects. We are also free. Some things that human beings do are preceded or caused by their choices. These we call free or voluntary actions. Other things are not preceded by choices. These are called involuntary actions. On Hume's view, we have a necessary and sufficient condition for freedom. A person's action is free if and only if, had the person wanted to do otherwise than the act, the person would have had the power to do otherwise than the act. He gives the example of a prisoner in chains and says that unless you are actually constrained, as the prisoner is, so that you cannot act in accordance with your character and desires, you can be described as free. Essentially, Hume is arguing that hard determinists are working with the wrong definition of freedom. By contrasting freedom, or to use Hume's word, liberty, with necessity, we make it the same thing as random chance, which it is not. In fact, since earlier he has said that everything is caused, chance does not even exist. Instead, liberty should be contrasted with constraint. This instead is the inability to act in the way that our character and passions would have us act. In this way, free will and determinism are compatible, since we may be considered free if our actions are determined by our own choices rather than constrained by something external. We can't blame people for things that they do ignorantly or for things that are not premeditated, that they didn't decide to do. Involuntary actions, for example when you slip and fall, cannot be praised or blamed, as it was done independent of whether the person wanted to do it or not. In fact, any sense of moral blame can only come if something we do is as the result of our character. Free will and moral responsibility require determinism. Thus, according to Hume, if we are going to praise or blame a person for their actions, we cannot disregard determinism, whereas the libertarian may wish to.